Welcome, welcome. All right, let me bring up my channel so I can see the comments. How's it going, everybody? Live. Let's bring, close you. Cancel. Now playing. You. There we go. Got it. Got it. Play. Make sure we have this. So we have a live chat. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. We're going to be doing a live today. Sebastian L., how's it going? Good to see you. Come on, we want to be as good as possible. Play. Got the date. Okay. 1, 2, 5 Cent Woodworking. Hello, hello. All right. Everybody hear me okay? Let me make sure. Check 1, 2. Looked good. Using the new mics. We got some new DJI wireless mics, and they hook right into the phone. Really nice, because in the past we used the Rode mics, and they were okay sometimes, but sometimes they're hit or miss. So, all right, so I want to do a quick live today, maybe half an hour or so. We'll see how long it takes us. But what I want to do is I want to upgrade my metal trash can. Now, I have technically, for a long time, I've had just a plastic trash can. If you watch the videos at the very end of the bench down here, I have a space underneath, and that's where the trash can goes. It's great. It tucks underneath, and I can just toss things in there. That's my burnables bin, and all wood scraps, paper, things that can be burned goes in that. I recently bought a metal trash can. I bought actually a 31 gallon, which is a little bit too tall. So I tried to figure out what was the best way to make that one work. And so it fit underneath here, but there was only maybe 2 inches of clearance, maybe 3, and that was actually without the lid. And also the lid didn't come with a handle. So I went back out today, and I went to a couple of different stores, ended up finding this one, which is a 20 gallon, which is just like my other one that I had. And this one actually works a lot better. So this one fits underneath, plenty of room. It has a handle, it has a lid, so I don't have to make the lid because I was going to do that today. But what I do want to do is I want to put some type of clip or something on the side of this so I can hold the lid on the side because I want it to hang, right? So there's a few different things. One thing I can't really do, if I want the lid to sit on securely, I can't put something on here, I don't think. Maybe I can. I think I have a little bit of space here. So I could maybe put something on the clip here on the outside. So I can make some type of clip for that can hang. It can also hang on this, but it can't hang up top, right? So it's got to hang down low. That way, when this is underneath the end of my bench, I can hang this on there and it can stay there. Because most of the time, the lid won't be on. But the one nice thing that I wanted, and the reason why I bought a metal trash can instead of a plastic trash can, is because over here in my shop, which I'll show you guys real quick, and turn the camera, mess up my view, right? Let's do this, bring you over with me. So over here, we have the grinder, the 2 grinders, and I do a bunch of grinding and metalwork here. So if there's a lot of sparks being flown in this area, and my trash can's right here, I don't really want to have the chance of sparks flying into the trash can. So I switched to a metal trash can, and I got one with a lid. So that way I can, if I'm going to do any grinding over here on metal, I can put the lid on top and keep any sparks from going into that trash can and starting a fire. And if by some chance something did get inside that trash can, I have the metal lid to put on top and smother it. So just a little extra safety precaution, and that's the reason why I got the metal lid. And so today we're going to make a little bracket or something to go on the side that can keep the lid on, because most of the time it'll be under here and I won't have to worry about it. And so I can just hang the lid on the side. All right, let's move this back around. Back facing front again. Here we go. All right. So I think when this goes over top, I think there's enough room inside here. So I can do one of two things. I can either mount a hook that comes over, around, and down. Or maybe it has to hang, maybe it has to come up a little higher because it can't interfere with this. So maybe it has to come, maybe it has to come up. Maybe that's the thing, right? So what I'm thinking is to be able to have this hang on the side, I have to have something that comes maybe from up here over and down. And that way when it's like this, when it comes back, it's not inside of here. It can't hang further than that. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Because when I put the lid on, obviously I can't have a metal hook that's hanging further than this because I won't be able to put it back on top. So it's got to, I think it's coming up. Maybe it hangs down about an inch or so up from here, over and down. Or just enough that it's hanging like this so I can hook it on, but then it's not overhanging when I want to put it back on. All right, I hope you understand all that. That's the figure-in that I love to do on video. It's kind of figuring stuff out. Let's see, so I'm just going to use a piece of aluminum or thin sheets. I think I have some aluminum over here. Let's see. Yeah. There's some. So it's a thin scrap of aluminum. I keep this type of stuff around in the shop. Helps to have sheet goods. I actually have some thicker stuff over there, but this is plenty strong enough just to hold up this. So what I want to do is I want to have a piece that comes, I'll probably rivet here, so maybe 4 rivets. It's going to come up here, turn, and go, and make a hook. And I want that hook to probably be at least an inch, just to be able to easily hook it on. So we have an inch-long hook. Let's say we have this here. This measures, so maybe 2 inches or 1.5 inches. Let's say 2 inches, and then we go up to another 2, and then over 1.5 inches, and down 1. So 1, 2, 1.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. All right, so maybe 6 inches is probably going to be enough. Yeah. So I think we have enough for 6. So let's do this first. So I'm going to mark this off, mark it for 6 inches, and then we'll trim it. I'm thinking it only needs to be maybe 1 inch. I'm going to go 1.5 inches. So we got 1.5 inches. All right, let's mark this. I'm going to try to move you guys around and keep you close. So I'm here by myself, only a single camera, that's okay. Just using my phone. So we'll adjust, keep you guys close so we can all see what's happening together. A shop upgrade. This is one of those projects that I really like to do, and something that I could probably do in a video, maybe like 5 or 6 different projects like this. So just little shop upgrades. If that's something you guys think would be kind of cool and you want to see that, let me know. All right, what do we got? I haven't seen one of these galvanized. Perfect for spark-filled area, exactly. Thank you. Momo WR. Okay, so I'm going 6 by, what did I say, 2.5 inches? I think 1.5 inches is enough. I already have a piece here, so I'm just going to use this one. So let's go 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 6. Where's my 6? It's here. Okay. So we'll go 6 and do another one. 6. That should be plenty. More than enough. All right, I'll bring this over. Bring you. And I'm going to trim this off with a wire wheel. There we go. So 1.5 inches by 6. Okay. Now again, this is going to be, I'll do you a quick drawing of what I meant, because I kind of laid it out audibly, but I'll show you what I'm thinking. So here's our say, I'm going to try to see if I can draw this upside down. Trash can lid is like this with the top. Like that. Now this is going to go like this. It's going to come up, over, and down with a hook. Wonder if we can see that. Yeah, I think that's good. A couple screws in here are rivets. You guys see that? Something like that. So right now I have a, it's going to be, what did I say, like 2 inches long, like this, 2 here, another, so 2, and then maybe another 2 up, and then 1 over, and 1 down, something like that. There we go. You see that okay? There we go. So that's what I'm thinking. And then this will have maybe 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, 4 rivets going through into the top of the trash can lid. So we're looking at that. All right. So let's get back to this. So there's our aluminum. Got it marked off 6x2. We'll go ahead and cut that, and then we'll clean up all the edges, and then we'll bend it where we want it to go, drill the holes, which I already have 1 hole here. So we can drill the holes and then rivet it together. Should be pretty easy. Larry Lawton. Larry Lawhan. Welcome from the Outer Banks. How's it going? Ruout Outdoors. Hello from Florida. Beautiful sunny Florida. All right, guys. I'm going to get us back up here. And let's move us over here. I'm going to try to not go too far down in the basement because the signal is not great down here. So let's do this. Let me move over a little bit further. There we go. Let me working right here. Okay. Good. All right, so got my cutoff wheel, got my aluminum. I'm gonna trim this real quick. In the new vise I have, beautiful new Wilton bullet vise from my wife's grandfather. Let's see, I wanna go like, can I do it like this? Yeah, let's do it that way first. I'm gonna cut down first and then over. Safety glasses. All right, I know this is going to be loud in the mic, so I apologize for that. Turn it down. Here we go. All right, so again, that's just the first cut that was here. I cut this, and I'm just going to trim this off. Just scrap aluminum, nice and easy. Same thing with this one. Go. Now we're going to move over to the grinder and clean this up, and then we'll come back and bend it and then rivet it. Pretty easy. Just a little, again, kind of shop upgrade. Let's bring you over here. And we'll do the grinding station. Close this door. Put you in somewhere where you can see. Wasn't too bad. Try not to move you guys too fast. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. There we go. grab a belt. I'm just going to use a medium. Let's kind of clean it up. We got like a, what's this, 120, something like that. All right. So I'm just going to clean up the edges. You can see right now they're pretty rough. So we're just going to clean those up, round them over just a slight bit as well, and we'll move on. There we go. So slightly rounded corners. Took off the main burrs. I'm going to switch out to back over to the Scotch-Brite belt real quick. Do that and clean up those edges a little bit more in the face of it because it has a little bit of, let's see, arrow down, just a little bit of oxidization on the surface. Let's do this. Looks good. Let's bring you guys over, back over to the main bench. Not getting too crazy. Okay. Just you up. There we go. All right. So here we go. We need a little bit of, actually, let me move some light around so you can see. A little one-man production here. There we go. Do that. And do that. And there. There. A little bit extra light from the front. So there, right? So 6 by 1.5 inches, just a piece of aluminum. Nice and easy, cleaned it up, rounded the corners. it already has a hole here, so I'm just going to follow that hole. Looks like it's a 3/16, something like that. So I'm cutting off my head. All right, let's move you up a little bit. All right. Okay. So now I want to drill a couple holes before I rivet it. Like I said, I'm going to use some aluminum rivets, just pop rivet this onto the top of this. So I'll drill my holes first, mark them and drill. Grab a scrap piece of wood that I can drill on top of. Now this is, looks like it's 3/16 maybe. What's this one? That's just slightly bigger. Huh? That's about right. What are you? 3/16, 5/32. 5/32. That's fine. Let me see what I have for pop rivets. Pop rivets, where are we? Here we are. I've got all 1/8. Okay, that one's fine. So I'm just going to grab that back in here. Grab a 1/8. How we doing, guys? All right. Anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comment. I'll try to keep my eye over there, see what's going on. Let's see, this one we need some more 1/8. What's we got in here? There we go. 1/8. Although the 1/8, I think that'll work fine. We're just going to use the 1/8 and then we'll kind of ream it out a little bit with the drill. Just make sure we have plenty of room. It doesn't need to be super secure and super, like it can have a tiny bit of kind of wobble around to it because it's just keeping this on here. Okay, so 2 there, 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, maybe we can see everything. So I'm going to do a couple holes here. So let's see, that one is 3/8 off from the side and 3/8 from that way. Nice and even already. So we'll continue that. So I'm going to go 3/8 here and 3/8 there. That looks good. There's that one, and then, so what I want to do is, I'll bring you guys a little closer again, so you can see what my hands are doing. Let's move you up. There we go. We'll all work here together. All right, so this is going to sit on here. So this to sit like this. I'm thinking I want it right at the top. That'll look prettier too. All right, so that's going to have those there, and then it's going to come up. It's going to go over and then back. It only needs to go a little bit. So let's do this. I'll check, make sure we're in line with this. That. Okay. And I'll drill this first, and then I'll mark it on here. And this already is going to have kind of a slope to it, so it's going to go back toward, which is fine. All right. So once we do all that, that's going to come up here, then we'll bend here. Okay. So we need our next hole is here, approximately right. Let's say U. Okay. So here, that's 3/8. Looks good. We'll come from the other direction, do a 3/8 from the other side to make it even. There and there. Okay. So there's our additional holes. Those are the only ones we need because we're just attaching this to the top of the trash can, and then that will just be a hook. So we got 4 marks. I just went with the existing one that was already there. So let's drill those out real quick. I'm just gonna put this on here and drill straight through onto a piece of wood. 1/8. You know, let me center punch these first. There's a spring punch, so that way that drill bit doesn't want to wander on me. That one and this guy. There we go. All right, we'll drill these out. One. 2. Go. I'm just going to ream these. Before I said I'd kind of ream them out, what I'm going to do is I'll put the drill bit in and then just get it going and move it around a little bit. That'll make the hole just slightly bigger. Especially in aluminum, works super easy. All right, that comes slightly bigger. There we go, just slightly bigger than 1/8, which is actually really good. So I don't have to worry about trying to make it a perfect fit. So there's your 4 holes. That'll keep it nice and secure. All right. Now I'm gonna mark those holes on here, and then I'll drill them. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Let me do this. Let me mark a center line here coming straight down. Put a little mark on the center, which is one here, right there. Okay. Just gives me a reference mark, so I made just a small mark here. And now when I'm here, I know I can kind of bring this right up. That'll hide that center line. All right, I'm going to go actually back over to the grinder real quick and just grind off these. It has some burrs, and so I'm just going to use the Scotch-Brite belt to remove those burrs. This is where I need a little thing, you know, grinder noises like tested. All right, there we go. So again, I was just cleaning off just the burrs that were on there from drilling through. Now it's a nice clean burr-free holes. All right, now let me grab a thinner Sharpie that I can draw these through here. I will mark this on here. Everybody see okay? Yeah, okay. Go ahead here, put this where I want it, which is right there. Okay. And do 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got all those marks. All right. So we have 4 marks. I'm going to use the punch again. Make my little center punches. Come on. On this spot. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now again, I'm doing this on the top rather than the side because I don't want this to inhibit and actually sitting on the surface on the lid of the trash can. So I'm going across the top and hook it over, and that should be able to make a hook that hangs on the top. So that way, I don't have to worry about storing the lid somewhere. It'll always be with the trash can. All right, check that. That looks good. All right, now I'll drill out those 4 holes. Hey, let's put this guy inside. There we go. Just give it something to hit. All right, one, two, three, and okay. Got the 4 holes. Bring them out a little bit. All right. And those line up perfect. Okay, good. Now, so now we have our 4 holes, and those line up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That all attached like that with 4 pop rivets. Nice and even. Good. Now we need to figure out our height of our hook. Let's see. I'm going to bring you guys back up right about here. Work up a little closer. All right, how we doing? How we doing? Spring of 1979, hello from Edinburgh. How's it going? Adam West, big hello from Adam in England, UK. How's it going, Adam? Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. All right, if you're just joining, or if you joined a little later, we're doing a little shop upgrading the metal trash can. And I'm making it so I can hang a hook. I can hang my lid. So I'm making a hook to hang my lid on the trash can. So I got to figure out where I want this to hang. I'm going to say something probably approximately like that. Down a little bit. Now remember, this hook has to come up and over and down, but the part that's coming down can't go past this lid vertically, because as I come up, it has to be able to still work as a lid. So we're here. Oh, okay. You need to adjust. You can't see my head, and you also can't see what I'm working on up here. Let's adjust this up a little bit. There we go. There. That's better. My head might get cut off a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so we're here. Now, if this is hanging like this, we want this going, let's see, something like that. That's there. Like that. Okay. So I'm just going to generally have a, make a small mark, and then I'll mark this with a square. I think this is a good spot. That is there. That goes to there. I think that has enough to come over and down. Looks good. Okay. Now, so I'm making sure I have enough space to come from here. Once I put a bend in this, it's got a bend, and maybe it's not going to be that high. Like that. That's pretty low down. I think that's okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put a bend here. I'll bend this sideways, and then we'll bend the top part down so it can come over, hook down, and hang out far enough. Let me mark this with a square. Let's see. Here we go. Speed square or framing square. Use this. I'm just going to bend this in the vise, and I'll bring you guys over. Nice and easy trick to do. So that gets bent down. And once we bend that down, then we'll double check where it sits on the trash can, and then we'll do our last bend. And then we'll rivet it together. Should be nice and easy. All right, let's move over here. Try not to spin you guys around too fast. Move back over to this guy. Okay. All right. Put you back down here, little scrap. Now, like I said, I'm just going to be clipping this directly into the vise, right where my line is. I don't think I need these anymore. I have my line here. So I'm actually gonna clamp. Let's see. I'm gonna just do it by hand. I think I'm gonna do it like this and just bend it down by hand. I think that should be fine. So let's put this in here, right at that line. Square. It's a little bit closer. I'll bring us in so we can all enjoy this together. There we go. If you guys haven't seen the bullet vise video, this is the bullet vise that belonged to my wife's grandfather, and one that I loved for many, many years. And so I was super happy to be gifted this when he passed away. So there we go. Lights in your face. So I just have this clamped in here. The line on this aluminum is clamped, and so now we should be able to bend this down. Now I'm probably going to have to bend this further than 90 degrees, or actually a little bit less than 90, because it's the top of the lid is leaning out, so it doesn't have to go quite all of 90. So I'm just going to do it most of the way. Should bend right on that line pretty good. Get that going. And then I think I'll use a little hammer. Let's see. Oh, wow, that was fun. Bing. All right, I think that is probably good. I'm just making sure I have a nice even hammer line, because it's got to look good too, right? Got to do both. It has to look good and work well. All right, so there's my hook. Now let's see. Let's just bring you guys up right here. Bring us up and over. Let's see how that works. Okay. Now if this is like this goes here, and that's attached there. Aha, nice. All right, so that's pretty close. Now we need to put in the hook. So I'm just looking at where those all line up. Let's hold you on here, and grab my marker. And that's there. That's going like this. That's attached to you. And that comes to there. So you make sure this is far enough over. I have plenty of clearance. Like I have probably 3/4 of an inch or more inside here, so I don't need to worry about it being like super tight. So I'm going to make a mark that's maybe about 3/16 of an inch past. Okay, there. So for the top of it, I just made a mark that was slightly past, because once I bend that over, I don't want it to be really tight, because I don't want it to hang. I want it to hang freely and, you know, hook on nice and easy. So there's my little mark. So I'll go ahead and mark that again. Square line. Okay. There we go. Now we'll move you back down. We'll bend that one. This is going to be a little trickier because we already have this bend here, so I might have to figure out a way to rig this up a little different. We'll see. Might be able to make it work. The thing is, like, I have to be able to get this here so it bends. So what I might need to do is see if I can grab a piece of angle. That might work. Let's try that. So this I can clamp it in here so it'll hold it just enough, but it also has something rigid behind it here so I can hammer it over. So this should be fine. Let's see if I can get that rigged up. That's a tricky thing. Okay. That'll give me a little bit extra. That looks good there. Now it's gripping here just enough. It's grabbing on just here, but then I have this whole surface to round this over. All right. Use our hammer again. So that should be good. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. And that can go all the way because it's already, yep, it should be flat across. So. Hammer line's nice and straight. Okay. That worked well. Get you back in here. Okay. Looks pretty nice. There we go. You see that okay? Yeah, so that'll attach to the lid. It'll go up over the top. It'll keep the trash can lid on the trash can. All right, let's move us back to the front. We'll do a little pop riveting. Boop, boo, doo, 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 moving you guys around. Here, okay. We'll pop rivet this together. All right. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take this back over to Scotch-Brite belt one more time and clean it up. Make sure we're clean. There we go. You guys here. All right. Bring this back up. I relocated my light that I usually keep right here over to here so you can see me better, but so I got my little clip light that works. So just a quick cleanup on this, just to get rid of some of the tool lines and the marker and the hammer. Making sure nothing's sharp. Everything's good. All right. Okay, let's move this back around here. Back over. Whoop. Yeah. Back to where we began. All right, so let's pop rivet this on, and then we'll give it a test. That should be it. Nice and easy. Quick project. So I guess we could adjust it. Let's do a little quick. That looks good. That's hanging over. So there we can see that's where it'll hang on. This wraps over just enough. This sits underneath the lip and just hooks on like that. And we're not overhanging it all over here, so we know that this can go on top fine. Okay. This needs to be lifted. Raised up just a little bit. Here. All right. Everybody in so you can see what's happening. Grab some shorties. Let's see. Shortest ones I have. That's what we need. The wee little guys. 1, 2, because we're only going through 2 thin pieces of aluminum, 3 and 4. So here you can see these are, what, 5/16, 1/4 maybe, 1/8 by, nice little guys. And those have enough to go through this and through that. Like that. Okay, let's pop rivet you. And that is switch this out, put in my correct riveting head. I forget which one this one was, but we need the smaller one. If you guys don't have a pot rivet gun, it's a really good tool to be able to attach things together, metal. Pretty inexpensive, and it's I mean, I could use screws, you know, nuts and bolts and whatnot. Self-tapping screws or nuts and bolts would be fine because I can access the back, but rivets are nice because they just do it once and they're done with it. All right, Mr. Digital Cipher, how's it going? All right, here we go. We'll get this one here. Put you in. So I'm going to grab this, put it in, get it grabbing. There we go. Now we'll just put you straight in. And there we go. See how that worked on the back? Nice, a good rivet on the back, good hole. Looks like it's holding well. Now it's not super important that this is like the best hold ever, because again, this is just holding the weight of the trash can lid, so it's pretty it's a pretty light job that these rivets are doing. I'm just checking on some of these burrs to get them off, but that one looks like it's good. I'll do the other 3 and then we'll be done. Okay, there's that one. Whoop, 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 whoop. Come on, you. So if you've never used a pot riveter before, what's happening is you have a kind of aluminum, you know, depending on the steel, you have a sleeve, right? So this is, you have a pin, you have a ball on the end, and then you have a collar and then a washer. These are all attached. So what the pot riveter does is it pulls this post back and it pulls the ball back into this sleeve, into this collar, and that expands the collar here. And when it gets to a certain point, because there's inside where the ball and this pin are attached, it's kind of a weak point. So when this pulls enough that it gets tight, then it pops off, the post part pops off, and you're left with the ball inside the sleeve, making a nice, you know, it's like this expands out and then this closes in it. So it kind of closes down on it, makes a nice little rivet. So that's how a pot riveter works. It's a pretty beautiful invention. Nice and easy though. We'll get another one, last one here. Make sure that's in all the way. So right now it's pulling that ball inside the sleeve. And I'll do it again, grip a little bit further down. It breaks off. And there we go. So there's, it looks like that one pulled through. Of course, one of them is not going to work. So here you can see on the back, there's the 4 rivets attached there. This one here looks like it pulled through for some reason, so it looks like it's maybe just not attached to that one. But I have 3 good ones holding on, so I'm happy with that. All right, moment of truth. Let's move you guys up. We'll back you up a little bit some so we can all hang out together here. All right, there we go. And let's see how it works. Clean out the hair. to build anticipation. One thing I found, which is really nice about filming in my shop, is that I have to continually clean up, because otherwise I can't film down here. I could, but it would be crazy. Now, obviously, this is not a super clean shop. I'm not worried about that, but I am worried about keeping it organized, keeping things together where they belong so I can find them, which is the main thing. So I kind of put everything back, like this little tool that's supposed to go on the riveter, which got off left here, so that slides in right behind here. Nice little spot to keep it. Get that back there. Put that back in the toolbox. So just keeping your space tidy as much as possible makes it so much easier to get all your stuff. All right. Put that back. And back up there, you. All right. So there we go. So we got everything together. That was pretty easy. Again, just a simple upgrade for my trash can and for the trash can in the shop. Like I said before, I had a plastic trash can down here, and that, while most of the time it would probably be fine, the chances of the potential, I should say, of sparks getting inside my trash can, because I grind right near the end of my bench. Look over there, everything is fine, but occasionally I might get some sparks that are coming this way, and I don't really want sparks to get inside my trash can. And this is my burnable trash can, so it's the one that goes onto the end of my bench. And so I can burn whatever goes in here, so it's wood and paper, things like that. So here we go. See? Lid, hook, ta-da! Looks like it works really well. I'm happy with that. See why my computer turned off. And it has plenty of room. I don't have to worry about it being super tight. It'll hang well. And then I will be able to grab it like this. And we talked about one of the main important things was that this didn't get in the way of it actually closing, because I want to be able to close this. Hello? My computer turned off. I can't see your comments. So if you're commenting right now, thank you. And give me a second. I'll try to get it back up and running. So I can see. Here we go. All right, play. EMP shield for a trash can. Here we go. Cheddar pepper pepper. All right, we're back, right? So there you go. So that's the lid on the trash can. Works perfectly fine still, but now I can take it off and hang it on the side, because the majority of the time this lid will be off, right? It's only really going to be when I'm grinding. I do grind quite often, but I don't really want to have to store the lid somewhere when I just want to constantly be able to throw things in. But this way, I can put it underneath the end of the bench. I can hang the lid on it. I can throw stuff in this. And like I talked about in the beginning, originally I had bought a 31 gallon, and I thought that one would be fine, but it was too tall. And I'll show you guys that in a second. I'll bring you over and I'll show you how this is going to fit underneath the bench. But it was just too tall, and I didn't have enough room to be able to throw things in. I want to be able to just kind of lean under here and throw things in under the bench. And the reason why I bought a metal trash can, actually, other than the actual reasons, right, that I wanted to have a kind of fire-protected trash can that if for some reason a spark did get in there and I had to put a lid on, that would be fire protected, right? I could put the lid on it, even if there's a fire inside, it would put it out, and if not, I could take it outside. It wouldn't melt, right? That's the other option, is that a plastic trash can would melt. But this will keep sparks out of the trash can, so I can put the lid on. Now, I was listening recently to the Making It podcast, and Jimmy DiResta, Bob Claggett, and Dave Picciuto were talking about things that they always say that they want to do, but they never do, right? So it's like potential things that you could fix in your shop that they didn't actually fix. So that was the one thing that I wanted to make sure that I could do. Let's make sure we're all good. Everything's still going okay. Low battery close. All right. Everybody still here? I know we're coming up on an hour. I want to make sure that we weren't glitching completely. So what I was saying is that the reason why I decided to do this was I was listening to the Making a Podcast, and Bob and Dave and Jimmy were talking about things that, or things that you want to tell yourself that you'll always change or you'll do different, but then you never do. And some of those things are just like the safety things in the shop, like, oh, I should do something to protect my shop to make sure I'm, not going to burn my shop down if something were to happen. And this is one of those things. And Jimmy talked about having trash cans that he, had a bunch of rags in his shop and they were underneath something and they caught on fire behind him. That's something that you can avoid. And so shortly after that, I went out and bought a metal trash can. I got the shorter one today to fit down here. And now I have the lid, which I wanted because that's fire protection. And now it fits on top with my newly attached latch that holds on the side. This is super easy. This is something that the companies could do automatically. Like, if there's anybody watching who works for a trash can company, or that type of innovative thing where you put something really simple that can help out, right? Because what do you do with your lid unless your lid lives on there full time? Some people, they do. These are designed for that. So, all right, let's take the sticker off. We're not sponsored by Barron's. Oh. Let's see if I can take it off without it getting everything on it. That's going to be really annoying. Stickers are the worst. I try to pull it too quick. All right, I think it'll work okay. Just got to take my time. There we go. Okay, a little ASMR. You guys can hear that on my mic. And there'll be a few things I'm going to need to clean up, but that's okay. Little WD-40, that's the trick. You guys don't know the sticker removal trick. There's lots of different things, but WD-40 works really well to remove sticky things. And this first thing, there we go. Let's do a little bit of WD-40 on that. It just dissolves the adhesive, and that'll make this come off really easily. Because you can scrape them off, but what it doesn't do is removes the adhesive underneath it. Clean off the paper, and then the WD-40. Get rid of the adhesive, so you don't have that sticky surface that then gets stuff stuck to it. There we go. Oh, little guy over here. There. Ta-da. Okay, now, burnable. So that goes on top. I'm going to bring you guys over. So we'll put it in place. All right, I think we're low on battery. All right, so here's where we are, right? So end of the bench. Right there, I have a nice overhang, which has always been really nice. Let's do this. Maybe I'll move you guys down some. In the moment action here. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's about right. Okay. There. Lock the tripod. Okay. That's not too bad. There we go. So that'll go under here. So now we have, this is the end of my bench. Actually, I have a roll of brown paper here, which I love having that there. Now I can bring this over, and this will just sit underneath, right? So that's where that lives, under here. It'll slide. I'll slide it back here, a little closer to the back. That way, when I'm back here, I just toss things underneath. It gives me plenty of room, plenty of gap here. The other one came up really far. This one has some room here. This is a 20-gallon trash can. And then this, that off, and that'll just live here. There we go. Like that. Beautiful. I love it. That way, if I'm grinding over here near the grinders, I can just take this, put it on, so no sparks fly under here. Now, the chance of a spark kind of coming over and flying from here under here is not great, but there are a ton of sparks over here, so it's a much higher chance than it not happening. And that just makes it nice and easy. And something, just a safety measure I can make sure that I take to mitigate unnecessary risks. Here we go. All right, guys. Let's move you back up one more time, and then we'll do a little quick outro. We'll call it a day. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. If anybody has any other suggestions or something you've done in the past that you think would work well in my shop, I always really appreciate any additional suggestions. I thought it would be kind of cool to do a video like I suggested earlier on just doing small things like that around the shop. So I could kind of do like a video that's those little jobs that aren't full projects but could be interesting in a video, and maybe do 4 or 5 or 6 of them in one video. So something that would take me a half an hour or so to do, 45 minutes. Just little things around the shop. The things that I do all the time anyway, but this could be kind of fun to put a few of those into a video. All right, well, we had a bunch of people hanging out today. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe. We're working currently on our next video, which is taking a little bit longer to do just because my wife has been away on vacation and Devin's family's been sick, so we're kind of, it's only taking longer because just the, availability of Devin and I getting together to shoot. So, but that'll get done. I wanted to fit in a little bit of live stream in here, and maybe we'll try to do another one next weekend, and maybe I'll do another small job, or we'll put together a video of all the little jobs and put that into one thing. So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. I always appreciate hanging out with you in the shop. Thanks for those of you who popped in, were watching live. Those who commented, I always appreciate it as well. It's always good to be part of the community. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.